What an outline planning consent does is it establishes the principle that development can definitely take place. So you've got the certainty that whatever the outline permission approves, it might be 10 houses or 5 houses or 20 houses or a building of 20 flats, that can definitely be built on the site. But what it does is it reserves certain matters, and some of those matters are the precise architecture, the design of the building, to be dealt with later. And those are dealt with by something called a reserved matters application. And so the outline application will permit development subject to conditions, and one of the conditions will be that the reserved matters, and those reserved matters will be noted on the outline application, are dealt with before development can take place. So you know you can definitely develop, but you can't start until you've put your reserved matters application in and get it approved.
But I guess the question was, what can you do with it? So once you've got it, you've got planning up.
Well, yeah, actually, it's a proper planning permission, and most development lenders will lend based on an outline permission because there's a high degree, well, there's not a high degree of certainty, there's certainty that you're going to get what the outline permission says. It's just not specific. So, I mean, to take an example, a site we bought in Gloucester, it had outline permission for 12 units, conversion of a former school building into 2 refurbished units and 10 new build houses. It didn't say how big those houses were going to be. So it envisaged that they would be about 11,000 square feet, but in fact, when we put our reserved matters application in, we got about 18,500 square feet. So what is envisaged and what you can actually get can be 2 quite different things in the sense of the precise design and the size of the units. But what we couldn't get away from is the fact it was 10 new build houses. It was still 10 houses. That's all it permitted.
If you had a pre-app and an outlining planning permission on a property that you wanted to buy, obviously the outlining adds a lot more value than
so
pre-app.
all a pre-app does is give you the council's view on what they think they might approve, but it's not a formal approval. It doesn't hold them to anything. You can put an application in, they can say something different.
Because with the outline, once you've done your reserve matters, you have to do those reserve matters within 3 years, and then you still have another 2 years' time in which you have to start building. That really gives you 5 years to get everything all
That's a good point,
and start.
Yeah.
Whereas if you come in, with the bigger developments, they really normally want you to come in with a full planning permission, because the bigger developments, you really have to have all your drawings done, all your contracts done in place before the planners will even give you permission. That restricts you to 3 years, so you've only got 3 years, and you have to be quite quick about it. So there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah. I mean, certainly with an outline consent, you do potentially have some opportunity for enhancement, in that it is quite often the case that because there's some uncertainty, you can maybe exploit that. But actually, you've got to make sure that your development lender is on board with the fact that a further level of permission is needed. It has to be crystallised before you can actually start development, and that can slow you down time-wise.